the 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Sprite.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson, and everybody knows the guy next to me, the monstrous Shaquille O'Neal. In this game, we'll see the Chicago Bulls against the Nuggets in Denver. Well, for Denver, not much has changed with them this season if you're talking strictly one-loss record compared to a year ago. They're 9th in the West, right about where they were then. So Denver with a couple of first-round picks, and they get Aaron Aflalo back in the fold. What do you think will be their biggest strength?
Well, Denver is great at using their athleticism. They're at best when they are running. They have a lot of great transition finishers, especially my main man, the Manimal.
That'd be Kenneth Fareed, I think you're referring to. Okay. See somebody about that. Here's Kevin Harlan.
There it is, the majestic Capitol building in the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado. Live from Denver, it's the home of the Nuggets. We're broadcasting from the Pepsi Center. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Doris Burke courtside. Next to me, Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr in the booth. And a one-game homestand for Denver as the Nuggets will try to recharge their batteries on their home court. Still early in the season, but the front office and coaching staff likes what they are seeing from this team so far. Better winning percentage than last year.
Kevin, they're trying for their second win in as many games against these guys. And they proved in the first game against them this season that they have the advantage in several areas. They're out to prove that that was no fluke.
Well, from my vantage point, Steve, it wasn't a fluke. I mean, they've got matchup advantages everywhere, as you said, and I think we're going to see that on display again tonight. They'll win this game, and that would send them on their way to dominating the season series.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. D. Rose and Jimmy Butler at the backcourt. Inside at the 4 and 5 are Gasol and Noah, and it's Dunleavy in at the 3 spot. Now here's Rose. Pass to Gasol. Kenneth Fareed grabs the board. Lawson with it.
You know, one thing you have to admire, respect, and appreciate with this Bulls team is they've had some really difficult luck with the injuries to Derrick Rose, but it was a no-excuse team. They never hung their heads. They competed, and they continue to win at a high level.
And it's Rose penetrating, and he uses the glass on the layup. Rose has got the first points up on the board here for the Bulls.
Well, some weak defensive coverage there, and I'm pretty sure they didn't plan on starting this game out like that, giving such easy access to the rim.
So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Ty Lawson, the former 18th overall pick back in 2009. Super quick, athletic point guard who looks to push the pace. He's been the perfect fit in the Nuggets' up-tempo offense.
And Lawson, really the engine for the Nuggets offense.
Yeah, he combines aggressiveness with really good decision-making, Kevin. Terrific in the pick and roll, and he's the player that makes them tick offensively.
Well, he's off to a good start, and he's a guy who we know. I mean, if he gets going early, he can give you problems all day.
Over in the corner, Chandler. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Look at that effort and energy as he creates the second chance and then converts.
He doesn't just convert, Clark. He converts with maximum force.
He could get lessons on the art of offensive rebounding. Great job. Take it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left him no choice but to foul there.
Chicago shooting their first free throws of this time.
For a team that had normally made a habit of beating up on teams from the East, the Nuggets were just okay against the Eastern Conference last year. Boy, that was solid. I'll tell you, he's one of the best there is up there at the foul line.
The kick out to Aflalo. With the putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Excellent work to turn that miss into 2 points on the tap in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them.
And great instincts, too. I mean, just anticipating where the ball is heading. Great job there, beating everybody else to the ball.
As you said, the Nuggets have done very well against Eastern teams in the last few years, but Clark just a bit over 500 against the conference last season.
Well, a 16-14 mark, not too bad, Kevin, but when every playoff team in the West wins at least 20 games against the East, then obviously you're trailing the pack there.
Last outing for Chicago, they won that game against Charlotte.
That was a heck of a performance for them offensively. There were some stretches there where it just seemed like everything was falling for them.
And it wasn't by accident they shot it that well. Their ball movement was excellent. That was the key to me.
Here's Rose. Ty Lawson making his last shot. Rose attacking. Comes up empty down low.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
Chandler with the ball. Gasol covering. A follow the pass to Fareed. For the three, Chandler. Joakim Noah grabs the miss. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Rose against the follow. Dunleavy kicks to Rose. Rose double teamed. Pass to Dunleavy. Back to Rose. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Misses the three. Nuggets have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Lawson dishes to a follow. And that misses. That would have put him up.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there. Great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, sure was. He made a beeline for the bucket as soon as they got the ball. Right away, straight to the rim.
.109 left here in the opening quarter. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them. Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. And the Bulls making a change also. Muhammad's checked in. Chicago on defense. There's a minute left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Gallinari. Sinks the 15-footer.
You know, that part of the floor, guys, is more or less his real sweet spot, right in his wheelhouse.
Rose attacking, puts up the baby hook, and he gets it to go. Rose has got 10 points in the game.
He has really put his foot on the pedal this quarter, doing a tremendous job leading their offense.
Harris a screen on Rose. Robinson passes to Harris. Dishes to Gallinari. Six on the shot clock. No good. Chicago leading. And here we go. The Bulls fast break. Rose has got the ball. The pass to Butler. Lets it go from deep. And it's Denver with the rebound. Their last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top.
And the physical nature of their last meeting was just as they had hoped for. I mean, they drew a ton of fouls in that game and went on to win it.
Man, he slams it home and gets a little camera time on the backside of it.
He spent a while up there on the rim.
Well, I'll tell you what, the refs will give you a lot.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. What do you guys think about the Nuggets out here in this one?
They've done a nice job on the offensive boards here, guys, and I think that was the difference in that first quarter, really pounding the offensive glass.
Well, they set the tone early with their mindset, their tenacity, and their hustle. I mean, that's the way they've come out, and it's served them well.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Butler and McDermott filling out the perimeter. Muhammad out there with Pau Gasol. And it's Heinrich in at the 1 spot.
Let's take a look at some of the numbers for Pau Gasol. Last 10 games for him have been excellent. 7th in rebounding. And he's in the top 15 in points per game. So he's a guy you have to account for defensively.
And, Steve, I think where he's ranked on the rebounding list tells you a lot about his game right now. I mean, he's a smash-mouth glass eater.
Here's Chicago.
Well, some of the faces changed both on the floor and on the sideline for Denver last year, but they were still able to get up and down the floor for a lot of points.
Nuggets trail. Harris outside. Feeds it to Hickson. At the elbow, it's Robinson. Hickson with the bucket. For Denver, Clark, they weren't quite as reliant on their fast break scoring, but it was still up there, as you said.
Yeah, they were able to mix it up a bit, but still found themselves in the top 10 in the league in fast break scoring. I think they're better when they run. Kirk Heinrich in his 12th season out of Kansas. Remember covering this guy in college. Still a quality defensive combo guard. At 6'4", tremendous IQ and anticipation really helps him at the defensive end. And he's, I think, a little underrated offensively, too.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. No good from Lawson.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get too many better looks from that range.
Gasol kicks to Heinrich. Puts up a three. That one goes. Count it. Heinrich's got 7. And Heinrich playing big numbers for the Bulls last season. But Steve, his shooting percentages have started now to tail off over the last few years.
You know, I think his defense is really what keeps him on the court at this point, Kevin. Offensively, still a good playmaker and a decision maker, but he's not going to be a big scorer.
The dish to McDermott. From the arc. The shot by Heinrich, no good. The Nuggets trail by 5. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Afflalo, no good.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
Heinrich kicks to McDermott. Back to Heinrich. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line. That sends Kirk Heinrich to the free throw line. That is on Ty Lawson. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
Yeah, and the fact that they're playing well close to the hoop, finding points in the paint, I mean, they've got it all going tonight.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
Well, they've really kind of struggled offensively here, so I think this timeout is for him to really draw something up, maybe get an easy 2 and get their confidence back.
You know, sometimes an easy basket out of a break is just what you need to get things back on track. And coaches always have plays specifically for that situation, coming out of timeouts for an opportunity to get a bucket.
Some changes for Chicago. Mirotic comes in for Pau Gasol. And Tony Snell subbed in for Jimmy Butler. And Afflalo wide open. He shoots. That one falls, coming off Lawson's feet. Afflalo's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Lawson against Heinrich. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Well, he's finally starting to get it going here offensively.
The Nuggets trail by 7. Now Lawson, averaging 16 points a game. A minute 50 left now here in the second, and it's Afflalo penetrating. Aaron Afflalo coming off his best season yet, Steve, an 18-point-per-game score, shooting well from the field, 3-point range, and the line.
And Kevin, when you think about the efficiency, it's made even more impressive when you consider that he drew a lot of defensive focus.
And Afflalo drops them both. And you look at the Bulls, a bit of a different look for them, trading away Dang. They amnesty Carlos Boozer. It seems they're shuffling the deck.
No question about it. They bring in the Spanish League MVP and Nikola Mirotic. They've had some good draft choices as well, so a lot of new bodies for the Bulls.
For Denver, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. Here's Mozgov. He trains the quick shot. Mozgov's got 6 points. 1:19 left in the first half. The Bulls leading by 3.
And for the Bulls, you have to remember that Derrick Rose is still in his mid-20s. So with his injuries pushing back the timetable slightly and a new luxury tax structure that's more punitive than ever, the Bulls opted to go a little younger and control their costs.
Lawson dishes to Afflalo. McDermott with a steal. Heinrich passes to Snell. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in. And the Bulls lead by 6.
No matter who it is, that kind of defense is not going to cut it.
And guys, you know it, the Bulls are a financially conservative team. Probably the most reluctant among big market teams to pay the luxury tax. So they're trying to win and turn a profit. And until they're in legitimate position to win the title, you can't fault them for that. In one phrase, it's called managing the business.
Clock at 6. Pass to Snell. Beyond the arc. The shot by Heinrich, no good. And here we go with Nate Robinson. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Puts it up from 12. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
You know, he was smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Agreed. As long as he picks his spots, his outside shot will be hard to block, no matter who's on it.
Heinrich outside. And that's not going to go. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
Kirk Heinrich was playing great. He has 12 points, and he's contributed 3 points from the line, too.
Yeah, those are always easy points. I mean, when you can get to the line and knock them down, sometimes that's the difference in the game, Clark.
Aflalo and Chandler are on the wings. Fareed and Mozgov in the middle. And it's Lawson in at the point guard. So that's who Brian Shaw starts the second half with. Here's Mozgov, defended by Gasol. Mozgov kicks to Chandler. Aflalo goes in. Here's Fareed. The Nuggets have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5. That free throw good from Kenneth Fareed. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
Well, you talk about effort and energy being a skill. Some people talk about those things as skills, and Kenneth Fareed is a 10 out of 10 in that category. A 6'7" power forward. His athleticism and relentless motor allow him to play much bigger than that.
Mozgov with the bucket. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. The Bulls shooting 43% from the field. And it's Rose penetrating, and he makes good on the layup. Rose has got 12 in the game.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. It's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, the 2013-14, certainly a tough season for the Denver Nuggets and new head coach Brian Shaw. Shaw knew he'd have a tough act to follow after the prior season when they'd won the most games in franchise history and made the playoffs for 10 straight seasons. But he said, quote, "I've never run away from pressure or expectations. Gentlemen, he's handled it gracefully."
Still a team with great depth, but the West is always tough. Thanks, Doris. Dunleavy kicks to Rose. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. And stolen by Aflalo. Now Chandler inside. Here's Lawson. Here's Fareed. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Let's now take a look at some league leaders with the rundown of the best passing big men in the NBA over the past month. Number 1 is Joakim Noah.
You think of some of the great passing big men over the years, and they are some of the best players ever. I'm sure that's not lost on him.
And he's worked really hard to develop that part of his game, and it's paying off. He's getting better and better.
And he can't get the first one. Well, Steve, Kenneth Fareed really raised in the game. There's so many great stories when he was young. He was challenged by his family in so many ways on the basketball court.
Yeah, the story goes that his father once dunked on him and said, "Never let anybody do that on you again." And apparently his mother told him they'd never pass him the ball unless he was tough enough to go get the rebound. So tough love, but apparently it worked.
Lawson against Rose. Lawson dishes to Chandler. Takes it from 10. And yes, sir, that one drops. Chandler's got his first 2 points of the night.
And you talk about Fareed's upbringing. His mother, a high school basketball star in her own right, was fighting for her life against the autoimmune disease of lupus. She demanded that he battle just as hard on the court. And you can't discount that in driving Fareed to his greatness.
Terrell Arthur, he's checked in for Denver. G comes in for Wilson Chandler. And Aflalo kicks to Arthur. Butler with the steal. And it's Rose penetrating to the right side. He feeds it to Butler. Back to Rose. From downtown. Rose can't get that one to fall.
Kenneth Fareed ending up setting an NCAA record for career rebounds. He said he felt like every rebound was another day for his mother. And now happily she's doing better and he's playing the game he was born to play.
That's a perfect up and under there. That's textbook.
Chicago's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Rose attacking. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Derrick Rose has always had an effective floater. It's a must-have shot for any point guard. He said he developed it on the playgrounds of Southside Chicago. You didn't call fouls, so you just had to find a way to get your shot off before the contact.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Harris comes in for Aaron Aflalo. And Nate Robinson is subbed in for Ty Lawson. And it's Harris off the drive. That's good. And Rose working to develop his floater with, Steve, his left hand as well.
Well, you don't see many players who can make a floater with either hand. I mean, something like that with his quickness, that would be impossible to defend.
Savage, that's the way to get some momentum on your side.
Absolutely. Those dunks can really have a deflating effect on the defense.
Especially coming from a guy out of the backcourt.
Hickson sets the screen for Harris. Hickson kicks to Harris. Just 5 on the clock. Fires from the line. The rebound by Noah. Noah's got 3 rebounds now in this one. And it's Rose penetrating. In the corner, it's Dunleavy. Back to Rose. Fires the 3. No good. And Denver the other way now. After this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta where they'll take on the Hawks. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
You know, that Atlanta game has a lot of attention on it.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Rose against Robinson. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Gasol's got his 5th rebound in this one. Derrick Rose again. Now it's a 3-point Bulls lead.
Yeah, he didn't even bother to wait around for any help on that break.
That was a one-man job all the way, Steve. He knew what to do with it and...
How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, let's do it. I love the way this play developed. I think this offense really thrives off of plays like that. Turned it into an easy basket.
Denver shooting in this game 45%. On the court for the Bulls, getting this 4th quarter started. D. Rose and Jimmy Butler at the backcourt. Inside at the 4 and 5 are Gasol and Noah. And it's Dunleavy in at the small forward. JaVale McGee, a 7-footer with length and athleticism, can certainly play on the perimeter defensively. Guards the rim so well. Steve, you know, he can reach over 2 feet above the rim.
That's unbelievable. You look at him, Kevin, all the physical traits you look for in an elite pivot man. You know, a question for McGee is just his decision-making and his development, you know, his focus. He's capable of making a spectacular play, but can he make the fundamental one? And that's what's held him back to this point.
Lawson with it. Over in the corner, Chandler. Lawson right side. Aflalo outside. 6 on the shot clock. Good on the 13-footer.
You know, as soon as he got an opening, he let it fly. That was a big shot there.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Rose goes in. Now, a lot of people thought, Steve, that Chicago had a chance last year to do much when Derrick Rose went down, but they stuck with it and ended up in the playoffs nonetheless.
And they didn't just make the playoffs, but they had home court advantage in the first round as well.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Well, I got to say, one thing that stuck out all game is the consistent penetration they've got.
And they're also finding easy points from the free throw line, Clark. This is a team that is attacking, getting fouled, and making it pay.
Mozgov, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Fareed comes in for Wilson Chandler.
Unfortunately for the Bulls, home court advantage really didn't do much for them as they dropped their first 2 games at home and were bounced in the first round. Another example of why home court advantage is desired, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee anything in the playoffs. Matchups drive results.
Oh, the rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
I thought it might be a little imprudent to try to get those points right back, but it worked.
Lawson drives in. And here's Gallinari. And that one's good.
Well, the Bulls ran into a solid Wizards team and lost in the first round of the playoffs. It looked to me like they might have been worn down. And I think a healthy Bulls team with a little more depth is definitely a threat to go deeper this season.
They get the rebound. Rose passes to Noah. He kicks to Dunley. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. The shot by Butler, nobody around. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Lawson against Rose. Now, here is Lawson. Tight defense on him. Gallinari in the corner. It's hauled in by the Bulls. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Rose double-teamed. The shot by Butler, nobody around. Hits the front of the rim and out. The Nuggets trail by 6. Lawson with it. And Rose picks him up defensively. A follow right side. And there's the feed to Gallinari. Fareed setting the pick for Gallinari. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. From deep, a follow. A rebound by Gasol. Gasol's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him. You know, it seems like when they've gone to him, it's really come through. And that's not something they should get away from.
Denver calls timeout. They're trailing by 8. 1:27 left in the fourth quarter. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Denver. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, Brian Shaw had some words for his team in that last timeout. He told his guys, it's time to turn it up a little and try to make a push. We've worked too hard to come away empty-handed. Let's put this thing away. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
And it will go, and the Bulls lead is cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from Fareed.
You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
Rose gets the bucket. 58 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And Lawson, here we go. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
He operates pretty well in traffic, guys, but that was a tough play to finish off.
And stolen by Lawson. All alone.
Ridiculous. Tore it down that time.
Straight to the bucket with a nice head of steam.
Well, no reason to slow it down when there's nothing in the way.
Chicago's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. And that's an intentional foul. Rose against Lawson. Rose, that's good.
An example right there, guys, of how even as their lead grew into a big one, they never started coasting.
That's the truth. I mean, they've been in charge of this game all the way through. There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. He dishes it to Dunleavy. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Here comes Ty Lawson. Aflalo outside. This one for three. Some solid defense from Butler. And so it's Chicago winning this one. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, pal, congratulations on the win here. How satisfying is this victory for you and the team?
It's satisfying just because we got another great win. And the way we've been playing lately, I think it's just been great, and we just got to keep the momentum going.
Wins help the confidence, pal. Congratulations. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that. And now for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying see you next time as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Derrick Rose.